Las Vegas was built on a simple promise. Come here, and we'll make you feel rich, even if you're not. $5 buffets piled high with shrimp and prime rib. Rooms so cheap you'd laugh at the price. Free parking everywhere you went. Shows you could actually afford to see. Drinks that materialized out of nowhere while you played penny slots. The working class fantasy, where a teacher from Ohio could feel like a high roller for the weekend, where Vegas on a budget wasn't a joke. It was the whole point. That Vegas? It's dying. And what's replacing it is a city designed to extract every possible dollar from tourists, while making life impossible for the people who actually live here. I'm going to show you 10 ways Las Vegas has become unaffordable for normal people, the tourists getting nickel and dime to death, the residents who can't afford to live where they work. Some of these will annoy you, some will shock you. And by number 1, you'll understand why this city might be heading for real trouble. Let's start with something that used to symbolize everything Vegas was about, and everything it's lost. If you want to understand what's really happening to Vegas, not the Instagram version, not the tourism ads, the truth, hit subscribe. We dig into the stuff nobody else is willing to talk about. Alright, let's talk about the death of a Vegas institution. Number 10, the Las Vegas Buffet, once the ultimate symbol of Vegas value, now either dead or completely unaffordable. For decades, the buffet was Vegas. All you can eat prime rib for $15, crab legs piled high for $20. The whole point was ridiculous abundance at a price that made you feel like you were stealing. Construction workers sitting next to accountants sitting next to grandmas from Kansas. Everyone equal in front of the carving station. What is it now? Bacchanal Buffet at Caesars, $75 to $85. Wicked Spoon at the Cosmo, $55 to $65. Wynn Buffett, $65 to $75. Most mid-tier buffets closed permanently. $75 per person for a buffet. A family of 4, that's $300. For the meal that used to be the affordable option, the meal that was supposed to make Vegas accessible to everyone. Most mid-tier buffets didn't survive COVID. The ones in the middle, not fancy enough to charge $75, not cheap enough to make sense. They're gone, and they're not coming back. What's left? Premium culinary experiences, special occasion pricing, the buffet as luxury, not value. The $15 buffet is never coming back. Buffets were supposed to be the accessible indulgence, the thing that made Vegas feel generous. But hey, at least there's still entertainment, right? That's what Vegas is famous for. World-class shows. About those shows, number 9, show tickets that used to be affordable splurges are now basically car payments. Vegas entertainment used to be the draw, the reason you came in the first place. A great show for $35, headliners for under $100, Cirque for what felt like a reasonable treat. The show was part of the DEAL, come gamble, stay in our cheap room, and we'll dazzle you with entertainment you can actually afford. What does it cost now? Sphere experiences, $150 to $500 plus. Major residencies, $200 to $1,000 plus. Cirque du Soleil, $130 to $300 plus. Even budget shows, $80 to $120. The Sphere, starting at $150, often $300, $400, $500 for one ticket. A family of 4 wants to see one show, that's $400 to $1,000, just for the entertainment, before the hotel, the food, the flights, everything else. Vegas entertainment didn't get 4 times better. The Cirque acrobats aren't doing 4 times more flips. It just got 4 times more expensive, because they realized tourists would pay it, and normal people, they just stopped going to shows. Entertainment isn't the draw anymore. It's the luxury tax. Shows are expensive everywhere. Broadway's expensive, concerts are expensive. Fine, you can skip the show, but you can't skip parking your car. And what Vegas did with parking, that's when the betrayal really started. Number 8, the death of free parking. The moment Vegas stopped pretending it was on your side. For over 50 years, parking at any casino on the Las Vegas Strip was free. Not free with validation. Not free for the first hour. Free, period. It was part of the deal, the unspoken contract. Come spend money at our tables, eat at our restaurants, see our shows, and we'll never charge you just to show up. Then in June 2016, MGM Resorts looked at their spreadsheets, saw an untapped revenue stream, and decided 50 years of goodwill was worth less than parking fees. June 2016, MGM introduces paid parking, first ever. 2017, Caesars follows. 2018 to 2020, everyone else joins. 2025, $18 to $25 standard everywhere. $22 just to park your car while you go inside and spend more money. They charge you for the privilege of paying them. Buffets priced for special occasions, shows priced for the wealthy, parking that costs more than some meals used to. And we're just getting started on what they take from tourists. The next two are the hidden taxes, the charges they don't tell you about until you're already committed, the fees designed to squeeze maximum dollars while you're trapped. And then we pivot to something bigger. What's happening to the people who actually live in Las Vegas? That's where annoying becomes crisis. Buffets, shows, parking, the obvious price increases that hit you in the face. But the next two, these are the hidden taxes, the charges buried in the fine print, the fees you don't find out about until you're already committed. Wallet open, vacation booked, no turning back. This is where extraction becomes an art form. Number 7, the resort fee, the hidden price they don't tell you about until you're already trapped. You're planning your Vegas trip. You find a room on the Strip, $49 a night. You triple check it. Yes, $49 on the Strip. You book it. You're excited. You tell your friends about the incredible deal you found. You check in, have an amazing trip, gamble a little, see some sights. This is what Vegas is supposed to be. Then you check out, and there it is. Resort fee, $49 per night, plus 13.38% tax on the fee. Your advertised cost, $49 a night times 3 equals $147. Resort fee, $49 a night times 3 equals $147. Tax on fees, $20. Actual total, $314. Your $147 stay just became $314. Your $49 room was never $49. It was $100 a night. They just lied about it in the listing. And what are you paying for? Wi-Fi, which is free at every Motel 6 in America. Gym access, which you probably won't use. Pool access. It's a Vegas hotel. Of course there's a pool. Local and toll-free phone calls. In 2025, when everyone has a cell phone. Current fees. Resorts World charges $55 a night. Wynn and Encore charge $50. Venetian and Palazzo charge $50. Bellagio charges $50. Most strip hotels are $40 to $55 per night. $55 a night at Resorts World. That's not a fee, that's a second room charge they're hiding from you. Technically, they disclose it somewhere. In font size designed for ants, after you've already mentally committed. Fun fact, this practice is illegal in the European Union. They require the price you see to be the price you pay. In Vegas, it's just how business is done. The price is a lie, the fee is the truth. Resort fees double your room cost. Fine. You're stuck with that. But at least you can control what you eat, right? Just grab something simple, keep it cheap. Let me tell you about eating on the Strip. Number 6, eating on the Las Vegas Strip has become a luxury activity, even for fast food. Strip steakhouse dinner, $100 to $200 per person. Casual sit-down restaurant, $50 to $80 per person. Food court meal, $22 to $30 per person. Bottle of water, $7 to $9. Basic coffee, $9 to $12. $9 for water. $12 for coffee, not specialty coffee, not artisan water. Basic necessities priced like luxuries. Take the same burger, the same chain, the same menu. Off-strip location, $16. Strip location, $24. Markup 50% and 50% more for the exact same food, cooked in the same way, from the same supplier. Why? Because you're on the Strip. Because you're already there. Because walking somewhere else means leaving the fantasy. I'll just hit the food court, keep it simple, save some money. Food court sandwich, $18 to $22. Food court pizza slice, $9 to $12. Food court combo meal, $25 to $30. A family of 4 grabbing quick food at the food court? You're looking at $100 to $120 for food court quality, for plastic chairs and paper napkins. Locals never eat on the Strip. We pregame at home. We hit restaurants 1 block behind the Strip where prices are normal. We bring protein bars in our bags like we're smuggling contraband. We treat the Strip like a theme park. And at theme parks, you know the food is part of the extraction. You budget for it, or you avoid it entirely. The Strip isn't a place to eat, it's a place to pay. Okay, so Vegas is expensive for tourists. Annoying, sure, but you visit for a few days and then you leave. You go back to normal life. What about the people who can't leave? The people who actually live here? The ones who serve you those overpriced meals, who clean your hotel room, who deal your cards? What's happening to them? Number 5, even off the Strip, even away from the tourists, the cost of just existing in Las Vegas has exploded. Vegas used to be the affordable alternative, the escape hatch. People moved here from California to escape the cost of living. No state income tax, cheap housing, reasonable everything. The American dream was still possible here. Not anymore. Grocery prices are up 28% since 2020. The same cart that cost $150 now costs $195. That's $45 more per week, $2,300 more per year, just on groceries. Summer electric bills now run $350 to $500 a month. 5 years ago, they were $180 to $280. Water rates are up 35% as Lake Mead drops. Gas is consistently 50 cents to $1 above the national average. It's a desert, 115 degrees in July. Air conditioning isn't a luxury, it's survival. And NV Energy knows that. Summer electric bills that used to be uncomfortable are now approaching mortgage payments. $350, $400, $500 just to not die of heat stroke. Add it up. Extra groceries, $2,300 a year. Extra utilities, $1,500 a year. Extra gas, $600 a year. Total, $4,400 more per year, just on basics. A family that moved here in 2018 to save money. They're now paying $4,000 more per year just on the cost of existing. Before we even talk about the big one, the affordable alternative isn't affordable anymore. Groceries up 30%, utilities through the roof, gas above national average. The basics have all gotten more expensive. That's bad. But the real crisis, the thing that's actually breaking this city, it's housing. And what's happened to Las Vegas housing in the last 5 years isn't just inflation, it's an emergency. Groceries, utilities, gas, the basics squeezing everyone a little tighter every year. But the real crisis, the one that's actually breaking this city, is housing. What's happened to Las Vegas housing in the last 5 years isn't normal inflation. It isn't market adjustment. It's a disaster. And the people who make Vegas run are the ones paying the price. Number 4, rent in Las Vegas has nearly doubled in 5 years. Wages, they haven't even come close. 2019 average rent, $1,050 a month. 2021, $1,250. 2023, $1,500. 2025, $1,600 plus. Average rent in Las Vegas, up over 50% in 5 years. And that's the average. Want to live somewhere safe, somewhere with working appliances and a landlord who answers the phone? You're looking at $1,600 to $1,800. Easy. Standard financial advice: don't spend more than 30% of your income on housing. At $1,600 a month, you need to earn $64,000 a year just to afford an average apartment, by the 30% rule, which most people are already breaking. Median household income in Las Vegas, around $65,000. The median Las Vegas household can barely afford the median apartment. That's not affordable housing, that's housing on a knife's edge, one emergency away from disaster. Let's talk about who actually lives here. Who makes Vegas work? Casino dealers starting out, $38,000 to $48,000. Hotel housekeepers, $30,000 to $36,000. Restaurant servers, $32,000 to $42,000 with tips. Retail workers, $28,000 to $35,000. Security guards, $32,000 to $40,000. These are the people who make Las Vegas function, who serve your drinks, clean your room, keep you safe, deal your cards, and they can't afford to live here anymore. What are people doing? Roommates, into their 30s, into their 40s. Professionals with jobs splitting apartments like they're still in college. Moving to North Las Vegas, to Henderson's Edges, to Pahrump, an hour away just to find something affordable. Working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, burning out just to keep a roof overhead. Survival isn't a housing strategy. Renting is brutal, but renters can move, can adjust, can find roommates. What about people who wanted to actually own, to build equity, to have stability, to stop making their landlord rich? That dream for most working people in Las Vegas, it's basically dead. Number 3, home prices in Las Vegas have nearly doubled since 2019. For most working people, ownership has become a fantasy. 2019 median home price, $285,000. 2021, $375,000. 2022 peak, $485,000. 2025, $450,000 plus. In 2019, you could buy a decent home in a decent neighborhood for under $300,000. A starter home, the first rung of the ladder. That same home today, $450,000, $475,000, pushing $500,000. Let's do the math on a $450,000 home with today's interest rates. 20% down payment, $90,000. Monthly mortgage at 7%, around $2,400. Property tax about $350 a month. Insurance about $150 a month. Total monthly payment around $2,900. You need $90,000 saved for a down payment. $90,000, then nearly $3,000 a month every month forever. To afford the median Las Vegas home, you need a household income of over $115,000. The median household earns $65,000. They're not even in the ballpark. They're not even in the parking lot outside the ballpark. So if normal people can't afford these homes, who's buying them? Cash investors, 25 to 30% of purchases. Out-of-state buyers, selling California homes and paying cash. Investment companies, buying to rent back to people who can't afford to buy. Your future landlord used to be your future neighbor. Here's the brutal reality. If you bought a home before 2020, congratulations. Your home has probably doubled in value. You're building wealth. You made it. If you're trying to buy now, you're competing against cash offers, against investors, against people with California equity, and you're losing. Two Las Vegas residents, same job, same salary, same responsibilities. One owns a home that's doubled in value. One will rent forever. The only difference? Timing. When they happen to be born, when they happen to have money saved. The American dream has a deadline, and it passed. Rent has nearly doubled. Home prices have nearly doubled. But here's the question nobody's asking loud enough. Did the wages double? If living here costs twice as much, but people aren't earning twice as much, then the math doesn't work. And when the math doesn't work for enough people, they leave. And that's exactly what's happening. Rent doubled, home prices doubled, groceries up 30%, utilities through the roof. But here's the question that explains everything. Did the wages double too? Because if costs doubled and wages didn't, then we're not talking about inflation. We're not talking about a tough market. We're talking about a system that's breaking. Number two, the cost of living in Las Vegas has increased 70 to 80% in 5 years. Wages have increased maybe 18%. The math doesn't work, and people are leaving. Cost of living increased from 2019 to 2025, around 75%. Average wage increase from 2019 to 2025, around 18%. The gap, 57 percentage points. Let me say that again. Costs up 75%, wages up 18%. Inflation adjusted, the average Las Vegas worker has less purchasing power than they did in 2019. They got raises. The raises just didn't matter, not compared to what everything costs now. Let's get specific. Real worker budgets. Casino dealer. Starting wage with tips. Around $45,000 a year. Sounds okay, right? Middle class. Respectable. Monthly take-home, around $3,200. Rent for a one-bedroom in a decent area, minus $1,400. Car payment plus insurance, minus $500. Utilities plus phone, minus $250. Food, minus $400. Gas for commuting, minus $200. Remaining, $450. $450 for everything else. Health expenses, emergencies, entertainment, savings, student loans, helping family, building any kind of future. One car repair, one medical bill, one emergency, and you're underwater. Hotel housekeeper. Starting around $32,000 a year. Backbreaking work, essential work, invisible work. Monthly take-home, around $2,300. Rent and shared housing, minus $900. Transportation, minus $400. Food, minus $350. Utilities plus phone, minus $200. Remaining $450. And that's with a roommate. A single person earning a housekeeper's wage cannot afford to live alone in Las Vegas. Period. Full stop. The math doesn't allow it. Teacher, average salary $53,000, requires a degree, shapes the next generation, supposedly a respected profession. Monthly take home around $3,500. Rent for a 2-bedroom for a family, minus $1,700. Childcare, minus $1,000. Car plus insurance, minus $450. Remaining $350. A teacher with one child is underwater before they buy groceries, before they turn on the lights, before they put gas in the car. So what are people doing? They're moving further and further out. North Las Vegas, 30 to 40-minute commute. Henderson Edges, 35 to 45 minutes. Pahrump, 60 to 75 minutes each way. Some casino workers now commute from Pahrump, an hour plus each way, 2 to 3 hours a day in a car, just to find rent they can afford while working on the Strip, working in Vegas. Can't afford to live in Vegas. And the workers who can leave, who have options, who aren't trapped. Nevada ranked #1 in outbound moves in 2023. Primary reasons cited: cost of living. Who's leaving? Working age adults, families. They're going to Phoenix, to Texas, to anywhere the math still works, anywhere a paycheck still covers the bills. Every casino has help wanted signs. Every restaurant is short-staffed. Every hotel is struggling to fill positions. And what's the narrative? Nobody wants to work anymore. People are lazy. Work ethic has disappeared. Wrong. People want to work. People are working. Multiple jobs, 60-hour weeks, side hustles on top of full-time jobs. The problem isn't work ethic. The problem is the job pays $40,000 and the city costs $60,000 to survive in. It's not a labor shortage. It's a wage crisis. The math doesn't work for individuals. Budgets don't balance. People are leaving. But what happens when enough people leave? When enough workers can't afford to stay? #1 isn't about money anymore. It's about what happens to Las Vegas when the people who run it can't afford to be there. Who's gonna run Vegas? #1, Las Vegas is approaching a breaking point. The workers who make this city function are being priced out, and you can already see the cracks. Notice anything different on your Las Vegas trip? Longer wait times at restaurants. 30 minutes for a table that used to be 15. Housekeeping taking longer? Your room not ready at check-in. Towels not replaced. Dealers seeming burned out, pit bosses covering multiple tables, service that's just not quite what it used to be. That's not your imagination. That's not a bad day. That's not post-COVID adjustment. That's what happens when a city can't keep its workers. Casino industry openings, 15,000 plus unfilled. Hospitality turnover at historic highs. Average worker tenure declining every year. Casinos can't keep dealers. Hotels can't keep housekeepers. Restaurants can't keep servers. Bars can't keep bartenders. They hire. They train. The employee does the math. The employee leaves for somewhere affordable. Repeat. 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 Vegas built its reputation on service, on making every guest feel special, on thousands of experienced workers who took pride in the experience they created. When you can't keep experienced workers, when everyone is new or exhausted, when people are working doubles because there's no one else, the magic starts to die. The attention to detail disappears. The Vegas experience becomes just an experience. Nothing special. You can't deliver world-class service with poverty wages. Here's how it spirals. Costs rise, wages don't keep up. Workers can't afford to stay. They leave. Staffing shortages, service quality drops, tourists notice, complaints increase, revenue pressure, companies cut costs or raise prices. Higher prices, same wages, even fewer workers can afford to stay. Repeat, it's a death spiral, and Las Vegas is already in it. The casinos know this, the city knows this. Everyone with a spreadsheet can see the math. But fixing it requires something Las Vegas has never been good at. Choosing long-term sustainability over short-term extraction. Wages that match cost of living. Affordable housing for service workers. Transportation solutions for commuters. Policies that prioritize residents. Some progress is happening. Union contracts are improving wages. Some affordable housing is being built. The conversation is starting. But the gap between what's needed and what's being done is massive, and it's growing. Las Vegas has a choice. Invest in the people who make it work. Pay wages that let workers live here. Build housing they can afford. Create a city that functions for everyone. Or keep extracting. Keep squeezing tourists and ignoring workers until there's no one left to run the extraction. A city can't function when its workers can't afford to live there. So what does this all mean if you're just visiting? Let's add it up. A 3-night Vegas trip for a couple. Nothing fancy, just a trip. Hotel advertised at $150 a night times 3, $450. Resort fees at $50 a night times 3, $150. Parking at $22 a night times 3, $66. One show, 2 tickets, $300. Food, modest at $120 a day times 3, $360. Drinks and miscellaneous, $200. Total around $1,525. $1,500 for a modest trip. No fancy restaurants, no VIP anything, no bottle service. Just existing in Las Vegas for 3 days. That same trip 10 years ago? Around $800. The cost has nearly doubled in a decade. Vegas isn't expensive because it's better. It's expensive because they know you'll pay. Las Vegas was built on a promise. Accessible luxury, the working class playground, a place where a teacher from Ohio could feel like a high roller, where Vegas on a budget wasn't a joke. That promise is broken, for tourists getting squeezed from every direction, and for residents who build this city every day but can't afford to live in it. Something has to change, or the city that was built on making everyone feel welcome will become a playground exclusively for the wealthy. And the people who actually make Vegas work, they'll be watching from somewhere they can actually afford to live. If this video showed you a Vegas nobody talks about, not the brochures, not the Instagram, the truth, hit subscribe. We dig into what's really happening, the stuff the tourism board and the casino PR departments hope you never think about. Drop a comment. Are you a Vegas local dealing with these costs? A tourist shocked by what your last trip cost? A worker who had to leave? We want to hear your story. Check out our video on Vegas ripoffs that make locals furious, or casino secrets they don't want you to know. Thanks for watching. Vegas is still an incredible city. The energy, the possibilities, there's nowhere else like it. It just can't keep going like this.